Yeah, I don't know how he's noticing all of that so early. Something must have went wrong. We're lucky that he was easily persuaded by the other two somehow. What? Hey, I know that. Isn't it supposed to be your job to ensure that I am aware of everything beforehand? What the hell am I doing this for? Fine. Whatever you do, do not mess this up for us.
Kennedy, we brought the snacks.
Oh, hey, you two, I see we still have some chips left. Did anything interesting happen out there?
No, there's nothing noteworthy to share on our part. How about you? I see the circle's color changed as well as our name.
Yeah, I thought of a better name that we could stick with for the rest of this game. And the circle's color is supposed to represent whose turn it is.
Can you turn that circle blue for me on my turn?
No, for the sake of telling each other apart, you'll be green.
Damn you, Kennedy! How dare you steal my favorite color from me?
There's always next time, Nixon.
Oh, we'll see about that next time.
I'll look forward to that. In the meantime, are you ready, Reagan?
I did say I would go next before we left. Are we officially starting the challenges now?
Ah, yes. I should inform you both about our first challenge. Allow me to spin this wheel before I explain.
I think I have an idea of what you're challenging me to do.
Let's see if we're thinking of the same thing. I thought about what you said about shapes, so now you'll have the opportunity to deliver on what you said earlier.
And you're meaning to say that Reagan has to follow patterns like this?
Precisely. And the required number he'll have to make of them is 1.
Just one? Isn't that too easy?
Don't worry. It'll get harder as we continue.
Like a wall. Nut?
I swear to some God out there that I did not just walk into that.
Admit it, John. You absolutely did.
Fuck!
Can I place plants inside the shapes? And can I use any plant to form them?
Yes, and yes, I shall permit it.
I still think this is unfair.
Oh, just let him have fun, Nixon.
What do you have to say about that?
I'd have to say that's not a full circle.
Now it's clear to me that you're showing off Reagan.
Oh? What gave you that impression?
You think I don't know your scheme?
I think you don't know what you're talking about. Not my little Dutchman. You shall not touch them. Anyway, you should probably get some medicine. Your voice cracked pretty bad there.
Oh, don't worry, I'll be just fine.
Sure, buddy. We'll believe you until you start coughing then.
Oh, it's a good thing I suspected this zombie would jump over one of my plants.
But you do not have much of a defense.
Yeah, because I was busy doing the challenge. Oh, damn it. How did I get an achievement for my sacrificial little Dutchman?
Will considering it a tribute make you feel better?
I suppose it will. Well, looks like we have ourselves a, pea shooter variant, right?
Yup.
I predict that it can slow down zombies.
It does seem unlikely for it to freeze them in place. That would be
Called
too
it.
powerful. It also reminds me of some kids I knew in my childhood during the winter. They used to get their tongues stuck on poles in hopes of skipping school or staying in the nurse's office all day.
Did you ever try it? I wasn't the smartest kid, but I certainly wasn't dumb enough to rip my tongue on one of those things.
Oh, heavens no. I was worried I'd end up with a blue tongue forever.
Let me tell you, there are some things we should not try out of curiosity. And licking a pole was not one of my proudest moments.
Somehow, I am not surprised to hear you admit that.
Let's face it, Kennedy, I do a lot of strange things that nobody completely understands. And I am perfectly fine with that.
And that is one of many reasons why we appreciate you.
Same here. Eccentricity is always welcome in our circle.
Ha ha! I'll always be grateful for that.
Let's spin the wheel again for the shape that Reagan shall make for the next level.
Rhombus, 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 rhombus. What a shame.
Do you really want your dear friend to suffer that badly?
If giving you a good challenge means making you suffer, then yes.
I'm starting to think I have made this too easy for him. But here's the formation he'll have to keep in mind.
Oh, you're thinking that now, Kennedy?
Look, I didn't think he'd learn so quickly.
That was your first mistake, underestimating his strong mind. He knows how to play the fool, but by the time you have him all figured out, he becomes the mastermind.
Wait, what or who are we talking about?
Stop acting Reagan. You know what you are.
It doesn't sound like he does. Maybe he'll break under pressure on this level?
Maybe he'll break under pressure, he claims.
I think I can see that he's proving me wrong right now, Nixon. But he'll have to mess up eventually.
I shall place this walnut right over here. Then I'll get my little Dutchman to make this one vault over it. Oh, that looks to be no good.
What will you do?
How about a nuclear attack?
Please don't call it that.
Protect the poor singular pea shooter in this row little Dutchman. I'm afraid a soldier has just made his sacrifice. And it's another one gone too soon.
Oh, don't tell me the pea shooter is next.
I did the best I could.
Oh no, another soldier's down.
It's time for another pea shooter to get revenge in its place.
Hell yeah! Eat that loss.
The pretty sunflower is up next for defense. Thank you.
What the? That plant wasn't even on the field for 5 seconds.
Perhaps Lyndon might have been onto something.
I bet Lyndon would say something like, "Hiding Nancy away, ain't you? You're more secure of your wife than your B-list acting career."
Ha ha ha.
And then I'd say that's better than having an S-class acting career with no one to share the joy with.
You would say something like that and get that reaction.
If only he were here to say it himself.
Hey, he'll come around and we'll be right as rain again. As long as he isn't trying to target me like last time. I just don't know what his deal is in bringing up a sensitive topic he seems to have a problem with.
You know how he feels about his jumbo, John. It's practically the size of his ego.
I know you're right.
Bam.
Powie.
No powie.
All double.
Those odd noises of yours really do fascinate me, Nixon.
Thank you. Back in my day, we had to talk like that so that the zombies didn't think we were human. It's been so engraved in me now that sometimes the noises just come out. Crazy, isn't it?
Yes. No. What?
That is a perfectly normal side effect that I would expect from a zombie apocalypse veteran.
Goodness gracious, John.
What do you have to lose, Reagan?
My sanity, that's what. Looks like one of those Venus flytrap plants. And the only reason I know of them is because of the gardening hobby I started at the White House. As I learned about all kinds of exotic plants, it helped to ease my mind every once in a while. One time, Nancy nagged me about taking care of plants that weren't going to thank me for caring for them. But I said to her that it represents the lives I aim to preserve for each day I am in office. Since then, it seemed that she fully understood what the hobby meant to me.
How heartwarming. A truly romantic moment. I don't have a good experience with gardening in particular.
Yeah, the only romantic aspect regarding your gardening experience was Jackie lifting you up from the ground.
Great. I knew I shouldn't have brought this up.
And then you suddenly needed crutches due to the fall.
I swear I felt amazing on that day.
What an odd injury that was, too, for someone still so youthful to have such a terrible fall.
Totally, what a weird event. We have unlocked our menu of seeds to choose from.
Hold on right there. It tells us their names?
So far, these are all names I could guess by simply looking at them.
Let me try something.
The hell are you doing, Reagan?
I need to memorize their individual names.
What is the point of that if they are all going to get swept up by our plant army?
It sharpens my mind. What else?
Sounds to me that you are beginning to consider them sentient, alive, if you will.
If you're getting at what I think you're getting at. No. Kennedy, please spin the wheel.
You traitor.
Already on it. Will we get to see that rhombus this time? Of course we won't. Lady Luck seems to favor Reagan today. But we can look on the bright side. That means we'll be saving the best for last. This is definitely going to be a step up in difficulty from the last shape he's made.
Looks more like a pyramid if you ask me.
Damn it, it is a pyramid. I was thinking about a triangle and then forgot to change the name when I thought of a better shape. Whatever. You two know what it is.
Be it triangle or pyramid. It won't make much of a difference when I already have this in the bag.
At this point, it may be the same as allowing him to play the game as intended.
I'd love to see what this little chomper fella is capable of.
So, did you expect anything different to happen?
Can't say that I did, to be honest with you. This should do it for the triangle. I mean, pyramid challenge you set for me.
Question is, will you be able to keep it intact?
If he gets through this round without failing, I want you to make the next level even harder, John.
I promise it'll be as hard as those walnuts you love so much.
Little Dutchman blast.
Spudow?
No spudow.
Perhaps on your turn you'll regain the right to say those sound effects.
I cannot believe my right to free speech is being denied in such a devastating way. There is no justice, I say. None.
Take it easy on poor old me, John. Believe me, it's taken quite a lot of my concentration to get this far and do as well as you did.
I believe you, Reagan. I'll try not to be too harsh since we're in the beginning stages.
You!
Before we hear another complaint out of you, Nixon, I advise you to save it until the end. He'll be making this challenge more fair for me now, so you should be satisfied.
I will rest my case. For now, what are you going to do about the rhombus, John?
Because of these sunflowers, I just thought of a good one. Reagan cannot use any other plant aside from a sunflower for the rhombus.
I like that. Looks like we'll be putting your preservation of lives to the test, Reagan.
Well, I shall hope for you to not remain a repeater.
Ha ha ha
Good
ha.
God. Wait a second. You just made this a hell of a lot easier for him, Kennedy.
Did I? If I allowed him to use his little Dutchmans, as he calls them, he would have had a better defense. He is allowed to place plants inside the shape still, but the amount of suns he'll get won't be crazy enough to give him an advantage. It would be more like compensation for those plants with high costs that have to protect those sunflowers.
That's right. I'll need them for the chompers and repeaters especially.
I'll be the judge of this remaining reasonable as we progress.
Suit yourself, little Dutchman blast. I have to say, even I'm surprised by how smooth sailing it's been for me. I thought I'd end up forgetting something. I guess the short time I've spent at the arcades has taught me a thing or two.
A zombie just ate your only pea shooter on one row.
I have that covered. Crap.
You have spoken too soon.
It will be fine. Let me place that sunflower back.
Another row has become defenseless.
Son of a damned lady. Stay. Don't you get eaten from there. Thank God.
Feeling the heat, I see?
Quiet you. The great communicator is trying to focus. My God. Why are there 3 zombies up there?
As if that wasn't enough, a conehead has decided to join the party.
I can hardly see why they are putting this much effort into trying to eat one brain that they won't be able to share.
We must be one of the few humans left in this world.
Chomper, I choose you. What? How did that not work?
I think you're supposed to let them vault first.
But how come they cannot chomp on them before the jump? Did you see how close they were?
Kennedy?
I have but 3 magical words. Video game mechanics.
Ha ha ha! I bet this zombie would have been dumb enough to eat its own brain if it had one.
Congratulations, Reagan. You have conquered your challenge. Go ahead and take your time in reading that letter.
I wonder why that zombie was holding a letter in the first place.
Hello. We are about to launch an all-out attack on your, who's? Sincerely, the zombies. How oddly sincere of them to let me know about their planned attack.
And it's now or never. Are you ready to defend this house with the best of your ability?
I certainly believe that I am qualified.
If you can get through this one, Reagan, I believe I'll have the most utmost respect for you.
You will? I thought you already did by accusing me of being better than I let on.
It was only to prepare you for an occasion like this. Nothing more, and nothing less. I will admit that I side with Lyndon on these things needing to be challenging. But not just for video games. The tougher events you face, the stronger you shall become. That is what I believe in.
Wow. Well said, Nixon. That makes me want to vote for you.
Trust me, Kennedy, I'd be better off not finishing what I started back then.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't dream of it, ha ha ha. But thank you. I shall remember that very fondly. By the way, it's pronounced video game, Nixon.
Video game, it's the same thing.
Aw, you know I wouldn't mind which one you call it.
You and your jokes, they just never end, do they?
Nope. Never. So would you still say that I am showing off now?
Yes, though you have also earned it this time.
That's good to hear. I doubt these shapes will be recognizable later. Dutchman Blast.
Spudo?
Yes, Spudo.
Woo!
Nixon? Don't make him take it back.
Howie.
Howie.
Howie? Gee, I've almost filled up the whole lawn on this one. We may not have won the war yet, but I am happy to have served my time here. It's also been about 40 minutes since Lyndon hasn't come back. I wonder about how much more time he'll need to himself.
I honestly doubt that a man like him could self-reflect for this long on an arguably minor problem.
You did tell him to take a walk outside, so I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to take a detour or two. And I bet during or after your turn, we'll see him greet us with a smile.
What do you say, Nixon? Would you like to play next and continue to wait?
On one condition. We do not continue if he remains absent by the time I am done.
Sounds reasonable enough. I can agree to that.
Me too.
Me three. Let us get back to the game then.
Yes, let's do that.
This puff shroom we have here, it makes me want to go for a pipe smoke.
Replace that pipe with a cigar and I'll be interested.
I keep telling you that the pipe is superior, Kennedy.
The only thing pipes are superior in is making me look too old.
Gentlemen, how about we do neither? Here, I insisted on bringing jelly beans and gummy bears to this room for this very occasion.
I do have a craving for some gummy bears. Hey, Nixon, how about we have that smoke break when Reagan isn't around?
That sounds like a good idea.
If I catch you two with smoking products of any kind, let's hope you'll have morticians on standby to collect your remains.
Oh, I was only kidding Reagan. Just kidding.